Let's discuss the differences between proxies and VPNs. Now, already, just by clicking on this video, you may have learned the first lesson, which is, yeah, there are differences. People often confuse the two as being the same thing, but it's important that you don't. There are some big disparities in how they work, what they protect, and how you can use them. I'm Callum for Top 10 VPN, and now that you know what we're here for, let's get started. If I were to describe what a proxy is to you, you'd probably think it sounds pretty familiar. A proxy is a remote server that acts as an intermediary between you and the website you're visiting. Using one means that you don't connect directly to that website, thus keeping your IP address hidden. Or, in other words, it works just like a VPN. Right? Well, as you may have guessed, no. It's not quite right. Proxies and VPNs share a lot of similarities, but there are also some key differences. The first and biggest one is encryption. Proxies don't encrypt any of your traffic. That means that should your data be intercepted, it will be clearly legible. VPNs, of course, prevent that. In fairness, some proxies do use encryption, but it won't be to the same standard as a good VPN. Proxies also only work in browser. That means that any web traffic sent from elsewhere on your device, or even from a different browser tab, won't be spoofed. VPNs protect absolutely everything. Some proxies are configurable to be system-wide, but it's rare and the process is complicated. Most popular proxies are free. Now that might sound like a positive, and of course on the surface, it is, but there are reasons that the best VPNs charge a subscription fee. For example, it allows them to deliver a more stable connection. Proxies can be unreliable. In fact, if you've ever tried to use one, you'll probably know just how frustrating it can be to even find one that works. Popular VPNs have to keep performing to the highest level, or paying customers will simply go elsewhere. A wide choice of servers is usually another big selling point for VPNs, not for proxies though. If you have a choice of region with one, there's no way it'll be as large as, say, ExpressVPN or Surfshark. A lack of choice can often lead to congestion. Credit where it's due, proxies can potentially be faster than VPNs, given that there's no encryption required to slow them down. But if a proxy is operating at over 90% capacity per server, then it's going to slow down hard. The final difference, and it's a big one, is a bit more intangible. It's trust. And for VPNs, reputation is everything. You know what they say, it takes a lifetime to build and one moment to destroy. VPNs are maintained by audited, public-facing companies with a vested interest in enhancing your online privacy and security. Free proxy websites aren't. And you get what you pay for. This isn't to say that proxies are worthless. You come to this video for a balanced and fair take on the situation, and that's what we've tried to give you. For example, if you can find a proxy that uses HTTPS encryption, it will prevent anyone who sees your traffic from knowing exactly what page you're visiting, although they will be able to see the top-level domain. If you were using one right now, for example, that would mean that they know you're watching YouTube, but not this particular video. Using a proxy can be as simple as browsing to the URL of the one you like the look of, entering the address of the site you want to visit in its search bar, and then using the internet like you normally would. Some proxies also have built-in optional extras, like the ability to block ads and cookies. You can also set up a proxy within certain web browsers themselves, or even on your operating system. In Firefox, you can route all of your traffic through HTTP, HTTPS, or SOCKS. In your torrenting client, you can set up a SOCKS 5 proxy. And on Windows and macOS, you can manually set up a proxy to reroute all your traffic, both stuff within and outside of your browser. Explaining the difference between each one of those is a much more complicated topic for a much longer video, and if this is your first time hearing about any of them, then you probably shouldn't be using them anyway. But if you do want more information, then we dive into it a little more on our dedicated guide, which I'll link to you in the description. This video was just a brief overview of the differences between proxies and VPNs. In all honesty, if you want to see for yourself, then we recommend having a go. Find a proxy site you like the look of and browse around. Some of the differences should make themselves clear sooner than you think. Alternatively, consider trying a reputable and well-reviewed VPN and see if it suits your needs better. I'm actually curious, if you have any experiences with proxy sites, good or bad, then let me know in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel to be one of the first ones to see our upcoming video on the 5 best free proxy websites according to our research. For now, stay safe, and I'll see you there.